Hello and welcome back to Asia Now. I hope you're having a wonderful Sunday. In this video, I'll tell you about two Turkish tourists arrested in the Philippines for grape. Thief caught on CCTV says he did it for a good reason. British volunteer catches a 4.5-meter python. Philippines police chase a man onto a runway in the airport. And stick around to the end of the video. I'll share the results of our Dum Dum Award. Let's see who is the winner. Let's jump straight into our main story. Two Turkish nationals were arrested in Cebu City on August 14th for allegedly raping a 28-year-old woman inside a condo unit. The victim reported the incident to authorities, prompting police to launch a hot pursuit operation that led to the suspect's capture early the next morning. Officials praised the swift action, saying it reflects commitment to public safety and justice. The two men are detained pending the filing of charges. Glad to see the woman actually reported the incident and police did their job and caught the individuals at 5:30 a.m. in the morning. Next up, 400,000 pesos stolen. That's the value of the jewelry allegedly stolen by a man in General Santos City. According to the investigation, he had broken into the same house several times. In his explanation, he said he did it to help his sick sibling. Where do you guys stand on this? Do you think if you have a good enough reason, a sick person in the family, does that give you the right to steal from someone else's home? I'm going to say no. But I want to hear your thoughts. And do you think it's the same no matter what your excuse is? A lot of times in Asia, just like everything else, you can bargain yourself out of a serious charge sometimes. It's weird to say, but if the homeowner and the thief, they come to an understanding of some sort, then the charges don't have to be filed or they can be completely dropped depending on the severity of it. I'd love to hear your thoughts regarding leniency when it comes to situations like this. And then authorities in Pagadian chased a suspect linked to substance-related offenses who breached the airport fence and ran onto the runway. The individual was quickly caught and turned over to the police. Aviation officials assured the public that no flights were disrupted and no damage occurred to the airport facilities. I wish there was some kind of video. I couldn't find any visuals for this, but kind of not a very smart idea considering he just ran into what should be some of the most secured places on earth. Really, airports are very secure. This guy thought maybe, what are you gonna outrun a plane? That don't even make any sense. Just like your actions, bro. Someone else's actions we should talk about. A 4.5-meter python was discovered in Chalong Garden on August 16th in Thailand, with residents fearing it had already eaten several cats. British volunteer responder Vincent Vinny Model, known as Phuket's Snake Guy, safely captured the python in 3 minutes. The snake will be transferred to an animal foundation for care. I don't know if I want to be known as a snake guy. Definitely not related to actual snakes, if you know what I mean. I want to be known as the python guy, the thick black mamba shit I'm talking about. Lay down that hammer late at night. Come at me, girls. That's definitely not going to make the cut. And then a man in Davao City is seeking help to recover his lost blue Oppo A5s smartphone, which contains his last conversation with his late father. A poster offering 5,000 pesos reward for the phone's return was spotted near Damosa and later shared online by our Ranido to widen the search through social media. Friends and Facebook users emphasized how meaningful the phone's contents are to the owner and urged others to assist. The device was last seen August 6th at Nova Tierra Square. The poster included the owner's contact details and photo of the phone's lock screen for identification. Pretty sad to know that phone is lost from someone that loses a phone very regularly. Luckily for me, I don't have anything meaningful usually on my phone. The worst case is I lose a few videos, interviews, and YouTube stuff. But to have the last conversation of your father is sentimental for sure. So if anybody here lives in Davao, somehow seen a blue Oppo phone, I assume you guys would have done the right thing anyways. But if it's still in your possession, go ahead and contact that individual. I'm sure the information was on the picture. If not, you can send me an email and I'll find it for you guys. Let's go back to some thievery. Two housemaids and a female accomplice were arrested in Santa Mesa, Manila for attempting to steal belongings from their employer, a widower. The suspects identified as Edna, 34, Flordeleza, 44, and baby girl, what up baby girl, 34 years old, were caught on a Cubao bus terminal with stolen household items worth 8,315 pesos. They had planned to head to Bolinao, Pangasinan. All three are now detained at Santa Mesa Police Station and face qualified theft charges. What kind of items are you guys stealing? Is that really worth it? This is the type of thing that makes me kind of sad sometimes to know people would scoop or stoop to these levels. stealing like household items, barely anything. It just shows some of the level of poverty. Once again, no excuse for any of this stuff, but it's easy for us to sit here in a comfortable place and judge people, or at least like talk about it. But it's sad to know people have such tough and hard living conditions where they have to resort to this. Once again, I'm not saying it's right, but it's difficult to understand where people's mindset is. We would never do it, but you don't know what goes through some people's head, what struggles they're going through, and it's just kind of sad once in a while if you realize some of the hardships some people have. Speaking of hardship, online gambling is another problem really on the rise in the Philippines. People are poor, they're resorting to online gambling. Online gaming apps are no longer accessible through e-wallets in the Philippines, and it was ordered for removal starting Saturday at 8 p.m. to protect consumers from gambling addiction. I don't really know how much help that's going to be to an addict. They're going to find different ways, but perhaps it can save people from actually starting up. Apps like Maya Pay and Gcash have removed the links. I think it's fair. I think it's very ethical to remove. You shouldn't be making that accessible through your. Imagine trying to log into your banking and they're promoting, hey, gamble your money over this way. 6 people, including a female minor, were arrested after they yielded vape products with Mary J flavor in a buy-bust operation in Quezon City, the Criminal Investigation and Detection Group said on Sunday, August 17th. Okay, yeah, vaping, especially that kind of stuff, is definitely a no-no in the Philippines. Bacolod City Mayor Greg Gastaya officiated the ceremony, his first mass wedding of the year, and encouraged other barangays to hold their own community weddings. Kind of cool to see. I've never seen a mass wedding. I guess I've heard of it, but first time seeing some footage of it. What do you guys think of this idea? Do you think it's a good one, bad one? Do you think it's a special day and should not be shared with other people? Or do you think this is amazing because, obviously it reduces cost, a bunch of people sharing the same happy day with everybody else. And now, time for the results of our Dum Dum Award. And the candidates were the Filipino vlogger Spits in Holy Water, retired cop gives $1 million to crypto scam, tourist puts coin on railroad track, and Israeli with guns at the airport. And it wasn't even close this month. Filipino vlogger Spits in Holy Water wins at 56% of the votes. Not a big surprise for me. I think well-deserved for the Dum Dum Award. Yeah, about 400 people voted, and thank you guys for taking part in that. It's always a little fun to see who comes up on top. And it used to be called the Darwin Award, but Dum Dum just sounds funnier to me, to be honest. When I was working at a regular job at a place in Canada, we had this girl, man. This girl's mouth was like a trucker. Man, she swore at everything. She used to call people Dum Dum, but it wasn't good fun, so I thought it was funny at the time. And now it's time for a segment Yesterday Today, where I read some of the most popular comments regarding our previous video. Terry says Air Asia is the worst when it comes to trying to nickel and dime you. They go out of their way to weigh all your luggage so they can charge you extra. They do, I agree, but to be fair, a lot of airlines do that. But one thing about the charging that pisses me off about Air Asia, they have something like $14 online convenient fee or some shit. Like, what is that? You want to make it inconvenient for me? What do you mean? I gotta pay you somehow. How else am I gonna pay you, bro? So that's just plain robbery. I don't even know how that's legal, but it is what it is, man. I can't get into all that. I don't have the brain power or the manpower or the finances, the resources, the legal mindset to go chase Air Asia for my $15. But the point is, that is pure robbery. I don't know how they do it. Buddy, just put in the price for me. Just put it all on the same price. Don't try to nickel and dime me for every little thing. And yeah, they do weigh all your stuff, so be careful you read those fine print. Sometimes the luggage is more expensive than the freaking airline ticket, or at least close enough. I remember I flew for like $90 and my luggage, 20 kilos, were like 70 something dollars. And what? Jimbo says, wow, this will affect even more Koreans from not visiting the Philippines. Few bad apples ruining it for everyone. Yes, this is about the 2 Koreans that were in yesterday's video. 2 people said they were Japanese. They might be. To be honest, I had to dig deep for that video yesterday. I had to translate it into English. And in that article that I read, it said Korean. By now, some more details have come up. Maybe they've seen the passports and they may be Japanese. Even today, I tried to confirm that. I couldn't find any actual viable, credible evidence that they were actually Japanese. So if anybody knows or can send me a link, I can go ahead and correct that video from yesterday. And Robert Cole says that wasn't a robbery, LOL. It was an assassination. Now the reasons behind it will be difficult to uncover. I do know many locals do not like the Koreans. They complain all the time of their arrogancy and a few other issues. I've heard the same thing. Koreans can be very rude, disrespectful, and even racist towards Filipinos. I can see why some of them would be against some of the just the overall impression towards Koreans, but once again, just assumptions right now of why they were taken out like that. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna get out of here. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.